Well, my friends, I'm going to say this right here, right now. There's no better saying than, continuing to beat a dead horse. I try to make something work there. But yeah, this is another video on Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. I'm sorry, my dogs are just freaking. They're freaking right now. I don't know why. This is another video by the Act Man. No kill like overkill. Here we go.
All of this, falling apart like this, is on you. Wow! We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, by the way, I will say this. Star Wars music is copyrighted. My video reacting to why Battlefront 2 was so awesome, that got copyright claimed. Fortunately, it's still up. Well, it didn't get claimed, it got a copyright ID, I should say. Not claimed. But, yeah. So, if this video does get copyrighted, it shouldn't really affect the video, it's just, just a thing to think about. But, yeah. Okay, I just wanted to preface that. We're gonna start from the beginning.
All of this, falling apart like this, is on you. Wow! We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah, we did. We have a great thing, like, as you can see, overwhelmingly positive recent reviews. All reviews are very positive. Yep, we had a spectacular thing back in 2005, and then, Aspyr came along, and yeah, online got absolutely wrecked. Again, the offline game for, the offline Battlefront Classic is still up to par with the original games. If you want to play offline, you want to play Galactic Conquest, it's fine. But there are some things that are kind of, are bad in my opinion. For instance, the sound that they replaced the sound of the Battlefront 1 map loading, which I've said that before in my video video reacting to Mint Blitz's video on Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. They changed the sound up for the Battlefront 1 map loading, and then they removed the cutscenes from Rise of the Empire for Battlefront 2. Yeah, that we had perfect things back in the day, but unfortunately, Aspyr had different plans.
We had
another command post for the Republic.
We had everything we needed. It all ran like clockwork. It was perfect. But no, you just had to blow it up. You
Yep.
and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
What's up, everybody? This is ACT7567 here, and today...
Nice little... the whole intro was top tier. By the way, I did watch the first few minutes of this video. I did watch the first few minutes off stream, so... But then I stopped because, I wanted to react to this on stream myself. Cause yeah, boy, do I have a lot to say. Will I say all of it in this video? Probably not. I might, I might leave some stuff out. But yeah. Let's just continue to beat the dead horse that is referred to as Battlefront Classic Collection.
The Battlefront Collection is a catastrophe. How bad is it, Act Man? It's so bad, modders are posting bug fixes to Reddit.
Yeah. I saw this. Oh my god. I've noticed that most Jedi Sith heroes don't deflect blaster bolts. I have noticed so far that Hoth Luke, Snow Luke, does. It's a simple fix. Go to each lightsaber.odf and add this line. Can deflect equals 1. I do believe that will solve this bug. Bro, imagine having to change the configuration because of like a glitch. That shouldn't have like. You done? Okay, you're not done. Okay. Wow. Oh my god, dog is so... I swear. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about that. If you're watching this on YouTube, if I do post this on YouTube. Oh my god, these dogs are just... They're wild. Oh my... I forgot my train of thought too, god dang it.
With the actual lines of missing code. Hire this guy, Aspyr. Hire this guy.
Yeah.
What I remember.
Bro, like... I can't believe that they screwed up, like... a game that's, like, games that are 2 decades old. I can't believe that they actually screwed it up that bad to a point where, you know, there are lines of missing code. You know, the online netcode is atrocious. Oh my god! Like they got into like a whole sort of like controversy about using something that a modder made without, you know, giving any sort of credit. It's wild, dude. It's wild how much there was that went wrong in this game. It's why it boggles the mind, dude.
About the release of the Battlefront Collection is how broken it was.
It was.
Also, I'm sorry in advance for this right here.
What do I look like, a fucking botanist?
I'm in the middle of recording a Gears of War review, so please just deal with it for...
And we most likely will watch that when it comes out on stream. We most likely will watch the Gears of War review, because I do... Sometimes I question, like, why I live... I swear to God, this dog. Every time I stream, he decides to freak out. I don't know why. I don't know why he does this to me. Oh my god. And I'm sorry if you guys can't hear. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. If you can hear that, and I've just been pausing, like when I'm like during the time I'm speaking, I think you guys can hear him. He's yeah. But like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I do like me some Gears of War. So we will watch the Gears of War review when that does drop.
For this video and that video. The Battlefront Collection gives the GTA Trilogy Remaster a run for its money.
Yeah, I heard that the GTA Definitive Collection, and I played the San Andreas remaster on Xbox Game Pass because it was on Game Pass. And yeah, I swear to God, dude. I swear to God. This whole thing is going to be me just getting cut off by my damn dog. I swear. I'm gonna look in the OBS. Can that actually be picked up? Can that actually be heard? Or am I just freaking out over nothing? No, that picks up in the microphone. He's actually interrupting me. God damn. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God. I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna fight him. And you know, if that gets taken out of context, no, I did not actually fight him. You could stop spreading that around. But God, yeah. Okay, what I was gonna say, played San Andreas, definitive edition. Didn't have that many problems initially, but as I continued to play, the bugs were they were definitely there. Keep in mind I played it on Xbox One, and yeah, by that time, yeah, it just wasn't a great release. Like the GTA Definitive Collection, Definitive Edition trilogy thingamajig wasn't well optimized.
In terms of sheer awfulness and disrespect to the source material, Battlefront 1 and 2 were like childhood-defining games for a lot of people.
That's the case for me. Dude, Battlefront 2. PS2. Again, one of the top 5 games that I would want to get if I got another PS2. In the top 5, dude. Hands down. Hands down.
You see all these videos on YouTube from people who played these games back in the day.
Yep.
It's like one of the great equalizers for millennials and people of my generation. There's a lot of reverence, nostalgia, love, and appreciation for them. And like most people, I was excited at the prospect of being able to watch those wrist rockets, take out that super, and have that happen just like the simulations.
But unfortunately, yeah, we didn't get that. At least people that paid $35, they didn't get that. I apologize on behalf of I apologize for those people, not on behalf of them, but for those people. Again, if you want to get these games, the originals should still be on Steam, $10 for each of them. You save $15 more than you would if you paid for Aspyr's Classic Collection. And plus, the older games are moddable, so there's no reason to not get. There's no reason to not get those games. I'm going to be right back. I swear to God, I'll be right back, guys.
Many minutes later.
The one day I'm able to stream and they do this to me. They go and do this to me. I don't know why. Oh my lord. I gotta leave again for a second. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Okay. So, why am I out of breath? Don't worry, you don't gotta worry about it. Don't gotta worry about nothing. And before you all get too concerned, the dogs are... They're in the basement.
What an odd thing to say.
I'd like to take this moment now to actually let you all know that no dogs were harmed in the making of this stream. I would like to let you all know that now. Thank you, and please enjoy the rest of the video and or stream if you're here right now.
Steam already has a version of these two games, but they're more or less ports. And I thought, given the phrase Battlefront Collection, this would be sort of a remaster, retouching. I thought it was...
Yeah, okay, so... I need to take a drink of water. So I was initially under the assumption that when they were making Battlefront Classic Collection, what they were going to do was they were going to take the two games. They were going to take, the two games from 2004, 2005. They were going to scale up the graphics. They were going to, add in new heroes and whatnot, potentially new modes. And they were going to re-release the games in sort of like a newer, sort of refined state. Something like that, right? I thought that's what they were going to do. Unfortunately, we got something a little bit different. And by a little bit, I mean, you know, we just got the same exact games. No scaled up graphics. I mean, you know, scaled up backgrounds. Somewhat, but no scale up actual environmental graphics. Oh, excuse me. Characters look exactly the same. And yeah, they didn't really do much. They just re-released the game with online support, and it barely functions. And I mean, it barely functions, dude. Let's be real. They released this game with 3 active servers on PC. 3. Same story on Xbox, I'm pretty sure.
It was cool they were going to put some maps from BF1 into BF2 and let you play heroes versus villains on any of the other maps, not just Mos Eisley. The graphics were going to be polished up a bit. I mean, how hard could it be?
Apparently, very, very hard. That's a great pause. That was a great, you know, pause on my behalf. But yeah, they screwed it up very, very badly. As, you know, as Steam charts and, well, reviews pretty much showcase. Yeah, apparently they could not rise to the occasion. And yeah, that's what the original ports of the game are for.
What? Enter password for what?
Yeah,
Why is it asking me for a password?
That's a real good sign. That's a really good sign. That's a really good sign. Hang on, I actually gotta check. I actually have to check because the curiosity is killing me. Are the servers for the OG Battlefront game still up? Star Wars 2 2005 servers. I think I think they should still be up though. Like, I don't know, man. They should still be up. I think. But still, yeah, for the newer game, it's not a good. It's for the classic collection. It's not a good sign. Okay, yeah.
I don't fucking know. Can I play the game? You know, I thought this would be a great opportunity for Aspyr, the developers behind this remake, to be able to revive these old games, if for a time, and let people relive the nostalgia with their buddies in a way that was authentic. But it looks like there's been a change of plans, and
as there always is, because apparently we can't have a game. We can't have a game that's all it should be. And, you know, in the 2020s, apparently. I mean, just look at Overwatch 2. They officially killed the PvE. And, yeah. Game is pretty much... It's pretty much dead, but, you know, it's just not in the casket yet. Yeah. Speaking of which, we just reacted to a video about, you know, Overwatch 2, so that's still fresh on my mind.
Instead of Battlefront fans being treated to a bit of fan service, this collection is a shameless money-grubbing exploit of said fan base. This is nothing more than a cold-blooded attempt to exploit people's nostalgia, which is the most disrespectful thing you could do with a game like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time that's ever been done. There are a handful of other examples. Most prominently, what I'm thinking of, you know, Warcraft 3 Reforged. The game with the absolute lowest Metacritic score ever, essentially. Yeah, that was something made to exploit fans nostalgia as well, and yeah, they just tried to make it a money printer. It didn't work. It didn't work out. Yeah. It sucks, man. I didn't play Warcraft 3. I'm not really a big fan of it, but from what I saw, yeah, it's essentially the same story, kind of, with this game.
Pandemic must have been built on an Indian burial ground when they developed these games, because the Battlefront series is cursed, and it continues to be. The third game was canceled twice. The 2015 version had 10% of the content people expected. Battlefront 2 EA Edition had the infamous loot box fiasco, and when the game was really hitting its stride, they cut support to focus on Shitfield 2042.
Oh. Again, 2042. I'm not going to touch on that for the foreseeable future. We probably will. Today we're probably going to react to the video by administrative results regarding Battlefield 5, but that's different topic, different day. Not different day, same day. We're going to do this. We're doing it today, perhaps. But yeah. In hindsight, they should have just stuck with Battlefront 2, because 2042, they're going to abandon it pretty soon, from the looks of it, because they got a new game down the pipeline. Might see the same problems. Most likely will see the same problems as 2042, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that front. But in regards to Battlefront, the Battlefront games, I said it before, it truly is the rule of two. There can only be 2 Battlefront games from a given studio at a time. You know, next up we're going to see Battlefront 1 and 2 by Ubisoft or by another company. The cycle's just going to keep going. We're never going to get the third game. It's always just destined to be like a 2-game sort of phenomenon. Yeah, not great.
And now this. Why is it so hard? Honestly, why is Battlefront such an impossible concept to get right? It's a fucking match made in heaven. This is the premier Star Wars first-person shooter series. And we're at a point where they can't even re-release a 20-year-old game without breaking it.
Yo, what's happening?
Also, keep in mind, the game that Respawn was making, like the Mandalorian FPS game, that was actually recently canceled, I'm pretty sure. So we're not getting that from EA either. So, yeah, like, Star Wars games can be amazing, but at the same time, they can also be a tragedy, because, you know, come to think of it, that's kind of just Star Wars in a nutshell. It can be greatness. It's greatness concealed in a bunch of tragedy. Because, God, man. Free Radical's Battlefront 3 would have been absolutely killer, dude. It would have been so amazing. And yeah, we had no idea what we were robbed of, because that got canceled. A third game from EA got canceled, you know. And, you know, Classic Collection is essentially just oof. That's pretty much the only thing I could describe it as. Just major oof moment right there.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Get him,
I
dog.
can't.
You're broke.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I got force lagged.
Force lagged.
Force seizure.
Oh my god.
Now, just to be clear, I'm talking about the Steam version of this game. So maybe your experience on other platforms has been different, but this has been my experience.
My brother hasn't really had many issues on the Switch version, because that's what he has this game on Switch. Hasn't had many issues from what I've heard, but yeah, online is still bugged. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like a universal issue for this game on like every platform. This online does not work as intended. But yeah, dude. Thing is, I'm just gonna save my money. I'm gonna keep the 2005 Battlefront 2. Because yeah, I've been having a blast with that recently.
For starters, the collection is a whopping 62 gigabyte install.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, and both games are like didn't even amount to like over 16 gigs. Like, it was far less than that.
The original 2 games total just 12 gigabytes on.
Yeah, below 16 gigabytes. So what does this game have? Like, what does this game have inside of it that's causing it to be 60 plus gigs? Why is that a thing?
Steam. Obvious question. Where the hell did the other 50 gigabytes come from?
Yeah, where did they all come from?
Force compress this shit so it doesn't take a meaty chomp out of my hard drive.
Yeah, apparently file compression is just something of the past. Like, that's just something that nobody knows how to do anymore. Like, it was a big thing back during the PS2 original Xbox days, but I don't know. Like, for newer generation, file compression, what is that? Is a wild concept. I don't think we can compress files. It was like that. The technology is just lost to us. Where? Oh God! I don't understand like why games these days release in states like this, especially a 220 plus like 2 decade-year-old games. I just had a brain melt right there just talking about it. Like, 2 20-year-old games. You get what I'm saying? 2 20-year-old games had such a bad, buggy launch. Oh my God. And again, this is just like the multiplayer sort of aspect. There are also some, from my knowledge, there are some single player issues, but again, your experience may vary compared to somebody else's.
Is it possible to learn this power?
WinRAR. Oh my God.
Not from aspyr. Oh, I know where the extra gigabytes came from. The distorted Lego graphics on Hoth.
Oh.
Just like the shitulation.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I saw it before, but yeah, all of this is bad, dude. Were there supposed to be, remastered graphics? Because from the looks of it, I feel like that was supposed to be a thing.
Yeah. Secondly, the collection is $35, which is more than all 4 Battlefront games combined.
What the it is, bro? It is. Again, like, dude, save your money and just get these 2 for $20. Don't pay an extra $15 for the classic. Just get the 2 original games, the classic 2005 and 2004 version. Don't bother with, like, there's barely any improvements with this. Plus, these 2 games have mod support. Oh my God, I don't know, dude. I don't know, man.
It's a somewhat reasonable price, I suppose, if it was up to snuff, but you didn't do anything to make it worth it. Certainly didn't help that the team at Aspyr also used footage from a Battlefront 2 mod in their promotional trailer.
Yep, that was it. That was the controversy. They use I think I actually I got it wrong though, because apparently it's not that they didn't credit somebody, that It's that, you know, they used modded footage that wasn't in the final build of the game, so that's what the problem was.
Took some guy's work that they didn't know or talk to or credit and just...
Oh no, that is right. They didn't credit the dude. Yeah, that was a big problem. So, false advertisement, plus using somebody else's work without crediting, yeah, that's double trouble right there.
Put that in the trail. What? There's a mod that converts Ventress to PC. She was a DLC character for the Xbox and PS2 versions, and the guy who made it...
Wait, there was DLC for the PS2? News to me. I know there was I know that there could be like DLC for original Xbox because, well, you know, Unreal Tournament had like the first. Was that Unreal Tournament? I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Unreal Tournament that had like the first actual update for like live update in gaming history. And Halo 2 had a map pack that you could download if you had Xbox Live, if you had connection to the internet. If you didn't, you just had to go to GameStop or EB Games or any of these other places and pick up the map pack from there. So yeah, there was DLC back in the day. It wasn't as easy to access as is, you know, now, but you know, it existed.
Noticed some subtle details in the lightsaber hilt and realized his work had been taken without credit. This is what Aspyr said. When capturing placeholder footage for our announcement last fall, we mistakenly included content that is not in the product, and that mistake made it into the final cut. Nobody noticed placeholder footage for the trailer you showed during a Nintendo Direct? How? What are you, some kind of goddamn moron? It's a 50-second video. Nobody bothered to put a marker in the editing software and say, hey, swap this out.
Yeah. That's classic editing mistake. Classic editing mistake right there. Have I had to deal with that? I don't really do game trailers and whatnot, so no. Not on my end, but it definitely happens. You know, if you're Aspyr, it happens to them.
It's fucking easy.
What do I look like? A guy who's not lazy?
I mean, this isn't a huge deal, but this kind of screw up illustrates how little effort and consideration was put into the project. Might as well mention that the other DLC character, Kit Fisto, who I was excited to try out, is totally broken, or maybe he's just mastered the force rubber band technique.
Oh, God. Was he a DLC character too? I don't think he was, now that I think about it. But yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That's not a good thing.
Look at this garbage. He just glitches all over the place. For reference, this is what the move is supposed to look like.
Oh.
I don't even know if Aspyr...
Oh no, that he was part of DLC. Okay, my bad. So yeah, I don't know how they screwed that up.
Knew what game they were even working on. They launched this with 3 dedicated servers. 3. For a grand total population count of 192. This isn't like Helldivers, where the...
Bro. Okay. Opinion coming from a guy that doesn't have an online presence, coming in 3, 2, 1. Okay. If you're releasing a game that you know is gonna have a big player base, right? You know, because the 2 OG Battlefront games were massive, dude. Back when they were released, they were incredible. Like, GameSpy servers on PC were like filled to the brim from what I remember. I didn't play the game on PC when it released because, you know, I didn't have any idea that this game was a thing back in 2005, 2004. But yeah, I could only assume that the game was massive on PC, right? You need to try to match that energy by having more than 3 dedicated, a minimum of 12 dedicated servers is something you should aim for. And even then, you shouldn't limit yourself to just that. You should do a lot more, especially if the game is being released in multiple countries. You should have multiple servers for those countries, right? Right? Do I sound insane when I'm saying that? I don't think I do. I think that's a no-brainer, essentially. For a game, for like a nostalgic game as big, as massive as Battlefront 2 and 1, back in like 2005, 2004. You'd think that having multiple online servers would be one of the top priorities for Aspyr, right? But no, it never was. It never was. And it's evident because there's only three servers for the PC on launch. That's wild to think of. It's insane. It's insanity, dude. Oh my god. Oh dear lord, man. Ugh. It's nuts, dude.
The game exploded in popularity, and the developers didn't anticipate over 400,000 people logging in at once. Aspyr didn't even anticipate 200.
You want to explain yourself? What?
Yeah, what
are you doing?
What are they doing? That is the question that everybody should be asking. Is what were they doing over at Aspyr HQ? To where they didn't think they would need more than 3 dedicated servers. What were they? This is going to give me an aneurysm, I swear to God. Bro. Again, 12 servers minimum. Spanning across all regions of, like, you know, North America. That should be 12 should be your benchmark. A benchmark that you should, you know, ascend over, that you should actually, like, that you should supersede, I guess. I don't know. Just 12 minimum. If you could do more, do more. Just, I don't know.
Making a mistake. Making a mistake.
Yeah.
What is going on in your mind?
Hero Assault was bugged for the light side, which couldn't respawn, meaning that if you got into a match, it was just broken. Sometimes you get into a lobby that never loads. Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Occasionally when I hop into the dedicated servers, I'm greeted with the message, contacting host. What do you mean contacting host? It's you! This is the dedicated server! If you were...
Yeah. Okay, excuse me. But I think that's something that was left over back when, you know, both you know, Battlefront 1 and 2 used to use, like, peer-to-peer connection, as every single, like, game back in the day did. Like, if you had like, you either use GameSpy, which had dedicated servers. Like, if you were a game, if you developed a game, right? If you developed a game, like, you know, an FPS, TPS, you use GameSpy, or you use your own version of P2P connection, like peer-to-peer connection. And yeah, most use both. Like, most use dedicated servers supplied by GameSpy, and they use peer-to-peer connection, right? At least, from what I remember, GameSpy was dedicated. Wait, was GameSpy dedicated server? I need to fact check this again. Okay, games by servers. All right. All right. Oh, IGN owned that. Okay, that's interesting. I'm skimming through this. Yeah, I think that they were actually. I think they were. From what I see, I think they're dedicated servers. So yeah, you use GameSpy's dedicated servers, or you use peer-to-peer connection. And a lot of these games use both. So did Battlefront 2, from my recollection, but from what I remember of this game's multiplayer sort of framework. And yeah, that might just be like residual leftover garbo.
Message contacting host.
Yeah, this right here, that's probably something that was left over. Which I don't know for the life of me why, because if you're re-releasing a game, it's best to scrub out. If you're releasing a game and you tend to actually have dedicated servers, right? It's best to scrub out any sort of like peer-to-peer system, because you don't really need it nowadays, and nowadays especially.
Host. What do you mean contacting host? It's you. This is the dedicated server. If you were unlucky enough to get into a match, the disappointment only got worse. Matches with 64 players had 100 tickets, meaning each player gets 1 to 2 deaths and the game is over. Matches literally lasted 2 minutes. Those 2 minutes.
Yeah, that was a point that I actually delved deeper into when I reacted to Mint Blitz's video. At most, you should keep it to like 250, especially if it's a 32v32 match. 250 minimum. Maximum, I want to say something like maybe like 300, 350, 250 to 350. Probably that would be like the most efficient. But other than that, yeah, 100 tickets on each side. Yeah, you get games that last like 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, and yeah, typical Battlefront game, especially for like the classics, can last from like 8 to 10 minutes at most. But yeah, it's just yeah.
Minutes were an unplayable lag fest of shitty hit registration, netcode, rubber banding, teleportation, lag. Just look at it.
Yeah. The hit reg for this game is up there with, when 2042 first released, right? It was comparable to that. It was that bad from what I saw. Like, AI would shoot at you, or you would shoot at AI, and they didn't die. Like, that was the thing. Like, laser bolts would go straight through them, or laser bolts would hit them, but it wouldn't do any sort of damage, right? So that was not good. That was not a good sort of part of that release, right?
Hit registration is unacceptable. Half of my shots will hit, but do no damage. The other half will hit, but it takes 2 full seconds to register. A lot of times there'd just be 5 guys in a room at point blank range.
The former was the case for Battlefield 2042, from my personal experience, because I played an offline game of 2042. I played on like I think it was like the South Korean map. So yeah, I played on that, my bullets contacted the enemy, and they either did no damage, or they just, or again, they just went right through. I was like, "Are you serious? Like, did you guys seriously not properly test this before you pushed it out? Like, you gotta be kidding me, right? It was wild, dude. It was absolutely insane that a company like EA and DICE, for that matter, didn't have the 2 cents to properly, play test and make sure that hit registration was always on point. If you're making an FPS game, hit registration should be the number one part of that sort of testing. That's a no-brainer, right? That's not something you should ever skimp out on. I'm sorry. It's just not. It is crazy.
Unable to kill each other. As the old saying goes, watch those wrist rockets, because if they hit you directly, it's an instant kill. Not in the Battlefront collection. Nope. You can just shrug them off without...
Look at that again. Look at that again, dude. Look.
An instant kill. Not in the Battlefront collection. You can just...
shrugged it off and just kept running and gunning. Like, I'm sorry, what? Just what? You can oh my god. This is so bad, dude. That is so bad.
Shrug them off without taking damage or even being staggered. Yeah, okay, yeah, he just fucking shrugged off a direct rock. You can't even watch those wrist rockets. You can't even watch the wrist. This is nothing like...
I don't even think that this is an online issue. I think it might be an offline issue too. I think it's just an issue with the re-release of this game. Right? Because if you really think about it, why would that just be limited to multiplayer? Like, wouldn't that also affect single player? I feel like that would, right? Because, like, fundamentally, it's the same experience. So, there would be similar, if not the same, bugs. So some people actually did experience that. I don't get it. I don't get why Aspyr just absolutely screwed it on games that were like 20 plus years old, right? It's crazy to think about, man.
The simulations. The control is mutilated, dismembered. It is destroyed beyond any comprehension. You know aim assist? Well, the Battlefront Collection introduces a brand new feature I like to call aim resist, because your reticle resists enemy players. It just magically avoids the guys you're trying to shoot, like it's magnetically opposed. I have played a lot of Battlefront 2, and I know exactly how it's supposed to feel like.
I have no words. I have no words. I have no... Bro, how do you mess up aim assist? How do you mess up aim assist that badly to where you make it aim resist? Like, what is going on? What were you doing? Like, Jesus H. Christ, man. What on God's green earth were you... What was Aspyr smoking? And where can I get some? Because, like, wow.
Even on the original Xbox, which is still clunky, choppy, and aiming's a little slow, where your aim never did this shit, it never did a fucking figure 8. This and the bad hit registration and lag makes
God, what was the game that had bad aim assist now that I'm thinking about it? Because I'm pretty sure the worst FPS game that had the worst aim assist is still probably better than probably has better aim assist than whatever the hell this is. I don't know, man. I don't know anymore.
The game not worth playing at all. Tried playing as a droideka, can't roll into a ball. Don't know why. Guess I'll just die? I've heard that Aspyr released the wrong version of the game and then quickly swapped it out, which explains why some of these issues are fixed or slightly better and the game is more stable. But
bro, you gotta release the right versions. Like, this was the same issue that I think it was like Dead Island 1 had, where they released, it was either Dead Island 1 or Dead Island 2 that released the completely wrong version of the game. It was just broken in every conceivable way. And then they had to roll out a hotfix, I think within 24 hours, if you bought the game digitally, that, you know, changed everything, right? I think that I may be wrong, but I think that's what happened. You gotta lock it down. You gotta lock down getting the right version pushed out, because you have things like this happen. Like, at the same time, I think 2042 released the actual version, and it was just a bug-ridden disaster. Yeah. Even still, you gotta stay on top of this stuff.
like, how does that happen? A lot of these issues were fixed or improved, but it is still important to take note of them because it shouldn't have been this way at all. It shows you how rushed the game. This is just pure negligence, a complete disregard for any standard of quality.
I will say it again, and I'm gonna keep saying this as long as games like this release in states like this, right? These companies are under the assumption that first impressions do not matter anymore. That you can put out a slugfest of a game and it can, and you know, you can release hot fixes and patches down the line. Get out of that mentality. For the love of God, please leave that mentality behind. Because first impressions, especially in terms of games, they always matter. They always matter, dude. Like, dude. Oh my god. Like, you can have, like, you know, games like Baldur's Gate 3, games like Helldivers 2, show that first, that you can have, that, you know, show, like, releasing a game the right way the first time will always pay off. It will always, you know, draw in a lot of players. Like, you know, games that release with minimal bugs will always be more favorable than games that release bugged out, like, that have, like, bugged out launches that, you know, servers don't work in the first 24 hours. Yeah, like, we gotta do, like, these companies have to do a better job of actually making their first impressions worth a damn, because look at this. Look at Aspyr's Battlefront Classic Collection. Disastrous.
Let's talk about the graphics. Now, you can't see it in the footage on screen, but while playing, I was getting some of the most god-awful screen tearing. Well, that's alright. I'll just turn on VSync and...
Game crash?
What happened? Where's the fucking game?
Oh my god. VSync doesn't even work! Oh my... Dude. dude, 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 dude. The OG Battlefront 2's VSync wasn't that great. Wasn't that great. It still was a lot better than this. From what I remember, like, oh my god. Even like even before, you know, like the whole all the Steam fixes that came out were like the OG Battlefront games. They didn't have great VSync, but it wasn't terrible. It didn't crash the game. Or it didn't crash the game or didn't black out the screen, because I think it may have just blacked out the screen now that I think about it, but still, it wasn't that bad.
Well, there's no game here. What happened? Did the programmers pass out?
Game crashes way more often than it should. You try to search for a specific game
Okay,
type.
it did crash. Jesus Christ. You can't even turn on VSync to fix the screen tearing issue. You can't even fix screen tearing without your game crashing. I implore you all, please just pay $20. Don't pay an extra $15. Just get the 2 original games, like the original ports of the game. For the love of God, man. Oh god, I think it might have been fixed, but still, not great.
It crashes. Now, most of the environments do look a lot better. More detailed and crisp. This is pretty much the only praise you
So they did slightly scale up graphics. Not, you know, to a massive degree, but slightly.
can give the collection. It looks how you think it did back in the day. But even this runs hollow because you can just buy the original Battlefront 2 on Steam and just install a bunch of free mods to make it look better than this.
There was literally an HD remaster on ModDB that looks better than that. That looks better. That looks far better than this. It has a lot more detail. Graphics are scaled up. Plus, it can run pretty friggin' well on like a lower end system, right? And it looks far better than this. They absolutely did not even try with this. Let's keep it a buck.
On Steam and just install a bunch of free mods to make it look better than this shitload of fuck. Oh, but it gets better. It gets better. You see, Aspyr also made the bold creative decision to remove half of the cutscenes from Battlefront 2's campaign.
The 501st journals were a major part of, you know, Rise of the Empire for Battlefront 2. Removing that? Like, why? Why did we do that? I don't understand. They just made this worse in mostly every regard. They kept some things the same. You know, offline play is still, you know, playable, but good lord, man.
Half of the game's story is just gone. So people playing this saying, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the single player. You're not even getting the full single player. There's supposed to be a cutscene before and after every mission, but none of the post-mission cutscenes play. You're paying $35 for half of the narrative. This is embarrassing.
What kind of a man are you? You're worthless and weak. You do nothing. You are nothing.
Remember that?
Look, okay, you don't need to call me out like you don't need to call me out like that. Jeez, I already know, man. I already know I don't do much. You don't need to call me out, man.
Amazing line after the Felucia mission.
When the 501st was finally rotated out of Felucia, Ayla Secura made a point of seeing us off personally, calling us the bravest soldiers she had ever seen. It's a good thing we were wearing helmets, because none of us could bear to look her in the eye.
Gone. Nope.
Bro, that was one of the most impactful cutscenes in Rise of the Empire, and they took it out. They took out the Nightfall. They took out, you know, the Utapau cutscene. They took out all these cutscenes from Rise of the Empire, and they expected us to not, you know, not talk about it. That's insane, bro.
No context, no transition from mission to mission. This is shovelware. This is a shameless cash grab. And it's like, you only announced this like 3 weeks ago. Why release it like this? What was the rush? You know what it is? It's the end of the first quarter of 2024. That's why release it. At least Aspyr bothered to include an epilepsy warning, because every time you die, you are treated to this visual spectacle.
They should have released an aneurysm warning, because I feel like I'm on the verge of one right now. I swear to God, dude, this is tragic, bro. This is real bad.
For some reason, they also swapped out iconic sound effects, like when you complete an objective. Or when you load into a match in Battlefront.
What? That sounded nothing like, bro.
Objective.
Make it sound similar. What the hell is this?
Or
I can't believe it, dude. I can't. If it ain't broke, please don't fix it. Like, why does that need to be fixed?
Or when you load into a match in Battlefront 1.
Oh, this was the one that... Yeah, why would you change that? That was so iconic. You didn't need to touch it. Why?
Game audio and sound design is disorienting. Got me feeling like Mr. Krabs at the Pretty Patty stand. Sometimes you hear blaster fire behind you, then you look over there and there's nothing there. Other times it gets real quiet, or the music just cuts out, or you might hear these earth-shattering explosive sounds.
What the... Bro. Okay, was it just because he had his volume at 100, but...
Oh! What the fuck just happened?
Bro, like... That may have just been a him thing, but... I almost jumped out of my seat myself. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why would you not... Do we not know what equalization is? Do we not know what, you know... lowering volumes are for individual things? Like, what? That's nuts, bro. Oh my god.
Sensitivity on controller and playing with mouse and keyboard is painfully slow. Increasing it seems to have little or no effect. So just like VSync, you just have to deal with it.
Or, you know, you could just wait for your controller to start drifting. You could just wait for your controller to start drifting, and you know that might just help out with your aim. Thank God I have a controller that doesn't drift. I have one with Hall effect sensors. Yeah, unpaid plug, but GameSir G7 SE. Just look that up. GameSir G7 SE. Thank me later.
There's also no option for inverted controls. This again was a quality of life feature from the 2005 OG Xbox version.
Bro, like, they didn't have inverted controls? Oh my god, bro. Like, I don't use inverted controls, but dear God, man, they really didn't think this through. Wow, that Jesus Christ, man.
Now, how about some improvements they could have made? You know, stuff that would have really gotten people like me excited. We still have never had, to my knowledge, an official online version of Galactic Conquest.
That would have went so friggin' hard, dude. Like, online PC with your friends on Steam or Xbox Live or whatnot. That would have went incredibly insane, bro. And dude, okay, this might be a pipe dream, but I just had this, you know, this off the top of the dome. What if you know, you got together with you know, 3 to 4 of your friends, right? And like 2 of you played on like 2 different sides, you know, 1 rebellion, 1 empire, and like each of you were given like control. Each of you were given control of like a capital ship each, right? And you guys you know, played which I don't know how they would actually get this to work, but you know, you just played on like independent turns, right? You know, one of you would move, like, and the Empire guy would move, like the first one, then the first Rebellion guy would move, then the second Empire guy would move, and then the first Rebellion guy would move, and you just go back and forth, right? You just go back and forth. You control your fleets, and you know, God, I don't know how this would work. But you get what I'm trying to go for, right? You know, each of you would choose like where you would want to send your fleet, and yeah, you like the 4 of you guys would be locked in like a space battle or a battle on the ground, right? Or there's a much crazier one that I was thinking about, but I don't know, it's a bit too crazy. This itself was a bit too crazy, but you know, I think you might understand where I'm coming from. If not, then oof.
Well, thank goodness we avoided taking advantage of that golden opportunity. Who would have wanted to coordinate massive 64-player lobbies and invite people from their Discord server? You know, maybe YouTubers could fight each other.
That would be amazing.
And gather teams of their own fans and fucking fight in a 5-hour-long galactic battle. Who would want to do that? Who would want to do that? No, I would have hosted lobbies like that. I would have streamed it. That would have been awesome. It would have also been nice to have had like Steam Workshop support, or maybe worked with some modders to like add more content to the game.
But nope. None of these companies ever take advantage of, you know, opportunities like that, you know, working with modders. RIP.
New stuff, new maps, heroes. Split screen only allows 2 people instead of 4. I know split screen ain't as big of a deal these days, but it's like, come on, dude. Like,
yeah, for 343, that's definitely the case. Split screen does not mean anything to those people anymore.
You get one thing right, just one. You're supposed to enhance the game, or at the very least make it feature complete with what it was in 2005. What's the point if you can't even bring features from the original? It's like the game's almost 20 years old, man. It's not a high standard. Why is there no
one
crossplay?
of the games is 20 years old, I'm pretty sure.
That's a good question. What's wrong with you?
What kind of nonsense is this?
You'd think this would be a great opportunity to let everyone replay these classics and tear down the borders between platform so we can all relive the nostalgia with our friends. It's too much work, Act Man. They had 3 weeks to make this. They had less time than Redfall. These games mean a lot to me, and buddies I had back.
Redfall is just... Redfall, just dumpster fire. That's all you need to know.
Back in 2005, wanted to play this again, and we're not. We're not playing this again. It's sad. A 20-year-old game is already going to have a small enough player base, so instead of one connected large group that can keep the game alive longer, it's segmented, which is going to drastically reduce the lifespan of this game, if it even has one. I really am upset about it.
I don't think this game is going to last long, especially with a launch like this. Ugh, God, it ain't gonna last long, dude.
Because I wanted to stream it and host Galactic Conquest lobbies and just like have a good time again. My nostalgia for these games was just blatantly exploited for a quick buck. Fuck Aspyr, fuck this company, the game is dead on arrival. Like, you have to intentionally mess something up this bad.
Yeah, again, if you guys want to play this game, if you guys want to spend money on this game, and you play it on PC, just get classic 2004 and 2005 Battlefront 1 and 2. Just get those for $20 combined $20. They're not too graphic intensive, so you don't need a super powerful system. I could run it on my laptop just fine. Just don't pay for Aspyr's game. Just if you want to play the OG games, play the OG ports of them. Please, just don't subject yourself to any of what Aspyr's doing.
So yeah, I really am quite pissed about this. Battlefront deserves so much better. It really does. It could make so much money. But time and time again, this series gets taken out back and shot with a 12 gauge of disappointment. It should be the easiest W and a fat payout for very little work. I honestly didn't expect huge sweeping updates or changes to the game, or updates to the jankiness, or even more polish. It would have been nice to have.
Can we just exist in a timeline where, this series just flourishes and there isn't the crappy EA games, Battlefront 3 by Free Radical actually released. We're on the verge of getting like a fourth game by 2025. Can we just live in that timeline? Can we please just live in that timeline? Oh yeah. Also, the trilogy was ported successfully to PS4 and Xbox One. Can we please live in that timeline, please? Like, can we just? It sucks, bro. Wow. How could this series have such a awful history to a point where we lost 2 potential third games and Aspyr puts out this? I don't understand, man. I genuinely don't understand
those things, but I never imagined it would be objectively worse. The Battlefront Collection, at least on PC, should not be purchased under any circumstances. Nope. There is literally zero reason to play this. You can get the original for like $5 and just mod that. The community is still alive. If you really want to find other people online to play with, you can. There is no reason to even pirate this. All Aspyr managed to do was break 2 complete games and sell them to you for more. Eat shit. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. This one cut deep, and I really hope Battlefront gets some love soon. They could be making so much money off of a Battlefront 3 or fucking anything that's even competent, Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. All right, everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Actman signing out. Peace.
That sums it up. That quite about sums it up. Yeah. Bro, I'm under the assumption that the Battlefront series is just absolutely cursed. Like, they can't put out an actual great game without a hitch. And the fact is, that wasn't the problem back in 2004, 2005. Both these games were critically acclaimed, and Aspyr's re-release just, wow. It just absolutely